Hi, I'm Dawn Taquisto. I'm a skincare specialist, and I help women all over the U.S., just like you, to get healthy skin, to build confidence, and trust what you see in the mirror every single day. And I love football.
And I'm Jamie. I love expressing myself with makeup. I will always be your number one hype queen. And if you love football and makeup, then we'll make great friends.
Hello and welcome to
Beauty Touchdown.
Hi, it's
Oh
Dawn
my
here. I'm with
God.
my adopted grandkid, Jamie.
Look at my hair.
Jamie's in her new apartment. Yay! We're so proud of you, Jamie. That's so great. In LA. Did it stop raining up in LA?
Yeah. It just rained yesterday, and then it's gonna rain next week. Like 2-3 days. Yeah, I loved it.
We got a little down here, but not as much as you guys.
Okay.
I love the rain. I love rain.
I love the rain. It was just really nice to sleep cozy.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Jackson.
Hey Jackson. Oh, thank you. This is my grandkid, Jackson, and we're gonna talk about football, skincare, and makeup tonight. So welcome. And Lorenzo. Hi, Lorenzo.
Hi, Lorenzo. Missed you. We missed our loyal listeners.
Our crew. So I went live earlier on on the YouTube channel, and I did my Intero talk, which was going over an interrogation video or a police interview of somebody who was a star witness in a
murder,
in a trial. Yes, in a trial. And he's good, but it's kind of interesting. So I've been doing that also on the same channel. So sometimes people are rolling in from different channels and finding out what's going on with me.
Oh,
I have all these different interests.
I love it.
Yeah. So hey, Jackson. Hey, Lorenzo. So glad you're here. You're so kind.
Jackson's like, what's this?
So Jamie's doing makeup. Jamie, tell us why you're stressed tonight. What's going on?
I'm not stressed tonight. Am I stressed? No, I'm great.
What were we talking about just before we went on?
Oh, well, I had an 8. Okay, so I had an 8. I struggle with eating. First of all, I struggle with eating, and and there's for a lot of reasons. But so I haven't ate since breakfast time, and. So, and then I was like telling her like, oh, I need to eat something really quick because I haven't ate since the morning. And I was like, please don't get mad at me. And I was like, no one's mad. We're not mad. And I was like, nobody's mad. I was like, okay. And it just like, I had a moment. I was like, you live by yourself. Your parents are not here. And it's just like part of my trauma of like where I live with my parents. I love my parents so much. They've done their best that they could. But being afraid of getting in trouble is like a very natural response for me because that's what I was used to. And I have ADHD, and a lot of us ADHD people have that trauma because we were always getting in trouble for getting distracted, for talking too much, for being too rambunctious. Like we grew up getting in trouble a lot. So we're very like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Like always apologizing because we were always getting in trouble. And we have no control of what we're doing. So it's all there. But anyways.
But you're not.
Dawn reminded me.
It's okay now.
It's okay now. Like, no, you're not in trouble. You're fine. So I was like, okay.
You're with your glamma.
Yes. And you know what? You know about glammas. Like, they don't, they leave the disciplining to the parents. Like, glamma, they spoil the glam kids.
Exactly. That's the job. That's the job. Although I'll tell it to you straight too. I'm a little different. So Jackson is telling us, Jamie, I follow the Markel post, but it's great to see you both. Great family, great depth, and I'm gaining weight in danger zone. Gaining weight.
Me too. Just kidding. I don't know.
I gained a lot of weight.
Let's talk about weight. Let's talk about weight really quick.
Okay.
Because I just think it's so rude. I think, can we just, if you're listening to this, look at me in my eye that I haven't blended. Let's just not talk about people's weight. Like, you can talk about your own weight. That's fine.
Oh, right.
You're okay talking about your weight, but don't talk about other people's weight. Let's
No,
just
that's
stop
not
doing
very
that.
nice.
Let's
That's
just
not
stop
very
doing
nice.
that. For some reason, in the Latino people, like the women, even men too, they just love talking about weight, you know? And I was just like, I don't think, I try not to think, oh my God, I gained weight, because I grew up very, very, very thin. So when people haven't seen me in a long time since I was a child, they're like, oh my God, you gained so much weight.
Thank you.
I'm a woman. I'm 31 years old. I'm in childbearing years. This is my woman body. I'm not a child anymore. You know, but like,
Right.
and I'm just like going about my day, and then I'm just reminded that I gained weight, and I'm like,
yeah,
I feel fine. I don't want to think about my weight in a negative way like you're trying to tell me. Anyway, it's just a little rant about it, because you know, during the holidays right now, you're going to like family members and you're seeing extended family members, and they might make some comments that you don't like. And I just want to say, I want to empower you to set your boundaries and say, that's not nice to say. That makes me feel uncomfortable. It's okay to say that.
Oh, you're okay, Jackson. You were talking
No.
You were talking about your own weight, so you're okay. Nothing to apologize.
Sorry, Jackson. You just set me. Look, I have ADHD. You set me in a moment. I had a moment. Again, it's my trauma being triggered. It just reminded me, what you said just reminded me about something that I was tweeting about earlier today. But you're okay because you're talking about your own weight. That's fine.
Right. We just don't want to put other people down. I don't love the idea of you know, and it's kind of interesting you're talking about this, because on my other show within Tarot Talk, we're really looking at other people, right? We're just looking at their videos and dissecting what they say. And sometimes it gets dangerously close to being sounding like it could be a criticism of that person. Well, it could be a criticism of that person, but I really feel for everyone. I don't, you know, if somebody does something wrong, you know, dislike what they did, not the person, because everyone's a human being. And, you know, we just have to have a little more kindness, I think, sometimes. But I've been, you know, on that show, there's always people that come up, why are you insulting this person? And it's like, oh, I don't think I was doing that, but you know, it's good to be reminded.
Do they tell you that? They tell you like, oh, you're insulting this person?
Very rarely, because I'm actually pretty nice. It's pretty hard to say that about me, but no one is perfect, and sometimes you can say something that might have not been worded the way you wanted it to be, or
that happens
very
to me a lot,
because we're literally dissecting these videos of what people are saying. So so Jackson,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Jackson's, in reality, I'm getting a double chin. It's a challenge to exercise. Well, I've always been able to exercise, and I'm in my 60s now. In the last year, and I was always very tiny. In the last year, I just put on like 30 pounds. And a lot of it was because they had to give me, you know, steroids because of my health issues and things like that. But I cannot wait to get back outside and
some
exercise.
People don't have control of it. You know, maybe their medication makes them gain weight. Like, don't talk about others' weight. This is just a disclaimer, PSA. No, you're not doing Jackson. Not you. Not you, Jackson.
We're good with
in
that.
general.
But anyway, what he's saying is it's challenge to exercise self-control. And so,
oh my God, yes.
It is. And especially this time of year when there's like all these yummy things, pumpkin pie and whatever it is. What's your favorite
Which
dessert?
Is fine to eat. There's no shame in eating. And I think that's what also affects us, is all this shame around eating. And I don't think if it was shame, we wouldn't feel so bad and it wouldn't really affect us in that way. It's fine. This is a good time to eat.
My personal feeling is I want to be as healthy as possible, and having extra weight on my tiny little frame is not feeling good. It's not healthy. And so for me, I've always exercised more, eat what I want, and just get more exercise. That's my thing. And Jackson, you live in an area where it's Florida. So I know there's different parts of Florida, but you can get exercise year round, go outside for walks and things like that. Just walk an extra mile if you're worried about it, right? Do you get regular exercise? I mean, I think regular exercise is super important. Then
Let me tell you something. And then you can eat what you want. Yeah. With anything with moderation is fine. a little bit of in trouble. But let me say something about exercise. As someone with ADHD that has executive function issues, it's hard to do things like getting myself to exercise. What I've learned when I was doing it is that you just have to find something that you enjoy and make it as easy as possible for yourself. So find something.
Right.
Do you like dancing? Do you like walking? Do you like anything? It doesn't have to be the gym. It doesn't have to be with weights. As long as you're moving your body for a certain amount of time, that's it. But we think that, oh, you have to do it this way. This is what TV says. This is what the influencers are saying. No, you got to make it fun, and you're going to make it friendly for you. That's my little rant about that.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, a little bit at a time. Don't pressure yourself, but just a little bit. But I like the idea of just like if you can't get out or you're pressed for time, but turn on the music and just dance around.
I love that.
I have a little trampoline. I have a jump rope.
Should I get that?
All these things you can just have in your little apartment. Little trampoline.
Have a trampoline. That's fun.
They're very fun, like a little one.
I'm not against a huge one.
Maybe you could get one in your yard over there.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So, yeah. So Jamie is doing makeup. I usually do skincare. I don't know if I feel like doing skincare tonight. I'm going to do a little skincare tonight. So I think I'll put on my mask. I could use some skincare.
So how was your week, Dawn?
My week was okay. I was happy about the rain. I've been still kind of in my recovery mode. I had a pinched nerve in my neck, and so it's been giving me pretty much a daily migraine. And so
I'm sorry.
It's not been fun. So I'm just dealing and trying to get better and deal with what I can and do what I can. Tosh is doing well. We were playing this morning. She you know how kids like to build like a fort, like out of sheets, living room and stuff. Well, Tosh likes that.
Aww.
So that's our playtime.
That is so
in
cute.
the late morning. When we play late morning, we have our different times of day that we do certain things, and so I build her a fort. It's basically I just throw a sheet over a bunch of furniture and she hides underneath. It's pretty easy.
I've seen a bunch of videos like that of people doing that for their cats.
She loves being under that sheet. And so she goes after and so I'll do whatever toys and she can hear them and she can see them and she'll go through the sheet and I laugh my head off and I think she likes to hear me. Anyway, we do this all the time. And today, I don't know what I did differently, but I put the sheet because the sheet gets thrown all over and then I have to put it back up and stuff. That's part of the process. And I put the sheet up and I was stepping over to the other side and she went after the toy at the same time and I stepped on her and she like hid for an hour.
She was like, "Mom, how dare you do this to me?"
I don't think she was hurt. I was like, "Oh my God, I killed my cat." Like, what happened? But she's okay. I mean, I didn't hear. I mean, I could feel her legs under my foot, but I don't think anything really.
I'm sure she's fine. She was just her feelings were her probably like she was just a little shook.
She was a little shook. Jackson. So I have a question. Do you two enjoy doing makeup? Yes. The answer is yes. That would seem to be a burden. Oh no, it's art. I mean, I do makeup.
You have to look pretty for men. That is a misconception.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, some women probably do it for men. I don't do it for men because there are some men that do like it and some men prefer a natural woman. I hear that a lot on Twitter.
Right.
But yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. Sorry.
What do you think, Jackson? If you were a woman, would you feel it was a burden? And hello, Lady Cymbeline. Nice to see you. My cat is obsessed when I change the sheets on the bed. Yes, that's part of the fun too. She wants to be between the top and the fitted one and for me to fluff it around.
Oh, I've seen so many videos of big cats.
They love
it. They love it.
I have a very I have a very healthy serum for age spots for you, Jackson, if you want to try instead of removing them, unless what are you thinking of doing, like a chemical peel? Because age spots are pretty deep, so I don't know, but I have a really great serum that's aloe vera based and all plants and botanicals, really strong, pharmaceutical grade, but also affordable. So let's talk about tell us what you're thinking about doing about your age spots, because I have skincare for men and women.
Yes, make sure to ask all your skincare questions while you have her on here.
And lady says it's not so bad, Jackson, and she's talking about makeup. Part of the routine, it makes me feel more awake. Yeah, it is. It's kind of it can be therapy. I don't wear a lot of makeup.
It depends on the person.
Normally, it depends. I do different, sometimes I don't wear any. I'm not wearing any makeup right now except for some lipstick. But I can wear makeup, and I like that too. It just depends on what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. If I don't feel well, no, I probably won't put makeup on. Hey, Lorenzo, how are you? Nice to see you. Okay, I have a mask on right now. It's an aloe vera based firming mask. And so you're going to see my face kind of go like that a little bit. Mm-hmm. One of the ways it works, I talk about this all the time, and I talk about a different benefit each time. One that I know I haven't mentioned, and this is episode 10. Can you believe it? It's episode 10. Is that one of the ways that this works is by tightening, and it's kind of like isometric exercise. So by using this mask twice a week religiously, it will tighten your facial muscles a little bit.
Wow.
Lorenzo is good. All right. So let's talk about football.
Oh, that's right. We're also a football channel. We're a makeup, skincare, and football channel.
Or anything you want to talk about in the chat. We're good.
Wow. But if you guys want to talk about whatever, we're also here, because she's going to do skincare. I'm going to be doing my makeup, and we can talk about whatever we want. But we were going to talk about football because that's what we're also here for.
We're also here for football. So tell us what team you follow. If you're following the American football, if you don't like American football, no problem. No, it's not for everyone. I didn't like it for many years. But Jamie and I, one of the things that we bond over is our fandom for the Green Bay Packers. So what do you think of those Packers?
Me? Mm-hmm. Just kidding. Well, okay, a lot has happened since our last episode. We were like in a crisis. We were like, oh my God. We were like, a lot of stuff was going on. But thankfully we're in a better spot. Somehow we're still alive. Somehow we're still in the hunt. So I'm just kind of like shocked. I'm not feeling very positive. I'm usually a very positive person. But I
have to do something, but keep talking.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm ready to get my feelings hurt. I'm ready to get my heart broken again, like every year. Oh, is that Tosh? Hi, Tosh. I'm ready to get my heart broken. But somehow the Packers are still in the hunt for the playoffs, coming in as a wild card. Now, if we go, I can't say it. I'm gonna wait till things happen and then I'll say it because I don't want to jinx it. But I'm happy that we're still in it. Do I have hopes that? I mean, of course, I'm always gonna have hope. But there's still there's a part of me that's like, but they might not. So don't get your hopes up. So I'm very protective of my heart, but at the same time, there's still a little bit of hope, and I'm ready to get my feelings hurt by the Packers again.
Okay.
For another year.
Another year. Well, what do you think about? Is it possible they're peaking at the
Shout out Jets therapy. Yeah, they need therapy. All of the Jets did better this year. I'm sorry.
I can't laugh with this mask on because it's tightening. But wait.
But over the years, they've needed it because they've struggled. But this year, they did really good. So good for the Jets.
There's a lot I like about the Jets. I love the coach, for one thing, the head coach, Saleh.
Oh, yeah, love him. Well, actually, I hate him. But because he traumatized me from when he was in the Niners.
Well.
But now he's not there. So good for him.
I don't hate anyone. Okay, but here's my question. Is it possible that the Packers finally figured out that, and I was going to say this all year, but I was I was kind of afraid to. I wasn't afraid to. I just never got around to it. Maybe this was like some multi-dimensional chess they were playing, and now they're peaking at the right time.
Are they peaking at the right time? They're definitely peaking at the right time, for sure.
All that matters, sure. Right? Yeah. So what different? So my feeling is Packers for the last 3 years have lost very few games and gotten to the playoffs and blown it.
Yep.
Which is worse?
I think that we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Where we're thinking, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, you don't want to be. Well, you can't jinx
it. You know me.
Yes.
You know me and my paranoia.
Oh.
But yeah, I think that they're peaking at the right time. And I think certain players are peaking at the right time. Regarding football, I feel they need to address the concussion problem. That is we talked about that. We actually, if you want to go back to one of our previous episodes, we brought on.
No, I want to talk about that more, but finish your thought.
I already forgot what I was saying.
Okay.
What was I saying?
Okay. Finish your thought before you read the comments. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because I will get distracted and then I will forget what I'm saying.
It's okay. But I want to hear your thoughts. About being on the same, like
guys peaking at the right time, like Nixon. Watson continuing to flourish. We're hoping that they stay healthy. Guys on the offensive line. I don't know. Guys are. Lazard had a great game this last game, and I remember last year. I think it was Lazard was like really peaking right before we lost to the Niners, and I'm like, where's that Lazard again? But honestly, he's been where he's been tackling 3 guys at the same time. That's where he's been. So
and I don't think I think it's a team sport. So I'm just thinking in terms of the team and the coaching and the whole management of the season.
I think that they figured it. I think they're just figuring it out. I think they're just figuring things out.
Yeah.
Because the coaching didn't change mid-season. So like what changed? I think they just kind of.
Well, and there's been an injury crisis as well. Okay, so let's get to Jackson. Okay. Regarding football, I feel they need to address the concussion problem. Yes, they have addressed, but it needs to go much farther.
I was
extremely upset to find out that Tua suffered another concussion during the game last Sunday with the Packers. Now, how did that happen? I didn't even hear about it till after the game.
I didn't know about that.
That scares me to death. And he's asking, do you know famous Tony Dorsett has got, I'm not surprised many players have concussion problems.
Yeah.
Awful.
Which
is why I never watched football. So now I'm like feeling bad again. I'm having a problem with it. I mean, I really would not watch football because it's just too violent for me.
Yeah.
So
my mom feels the same way.
Yeah. But I somehow got over it, but I'm having a problem with it again. Hi, Ron.
It happens. You feel you're like, that you're, what is that called? Cognitive dissonance or whatever. There's a struggle within inside you.
I'm conflicted.
And that's fine.
I am going to remove my mask.
I don't have any eyeliner. That's not good. I'm going to have to put lashes on then. It's just what's going to happen.
Oh, this feels so good. It feels good.
So Jackson said, are we really into football? Yeah, I'm obsessed. I can say Dawn, I don't know if she's obsessed, but she's really into football as well. And that's why we're friends.
I went from not liking football at all, and I'm blame it on COVID, but I just got into it. And I don't just watch the Packers. I watch every game I can get.
She watches everything, yeah. I go through my moods.
And I'm learning. I don't know that much about football, but I learn more every year. I am very concerned about what they can do. I was extremely happy to see a player ejected. I can't remember which game it was, for making a helmet hit. I don't even know if he did it on purpose, but he was. I think part of the problem, part of the solution, Jackson, and you let me know what you think, Jamie, too, is ejection, not a penalty, but ejection from the games if they make a helmet hit.
Yes.
That
But
should be a
also,
given.
how do we, there's also the competitive part of a player that despite their injury, they want to compete. They want to go out there and play. So they're like, no, I'm fine. And they lie sometimes about their symptoms. They say they're fine when they're not fine. So it's like, how can we change that mindset that, like, yes, you're a competitive person, but your health matters too. And if you're having some symptoms, it's okay to be honest. Like, don't feel like you have to lie because you want to go out and play. Like, that also mindset also has to change.
That's already happening though. Those safeguards are supposedly already in place, and that is what happened at the beginning of the season with Tua. And
but I've heard so many players say that they never.
Okay, don't interrupt. They ended up getting. Somebody got fired. One of the doctors got fired because they did not enforce.
Right.
Okay. So since that happened, I do believe they have made some really good. They've taken
But do you think that's
out of the game all season.
But do you think that's like the first time that ever happened? I don't think that's the first time that a doctor.
No, but what I'm saying is, since this happened and he was fired and everybody was up in arms about it, they have been taking players out of the game despite their wanting to stay in all season. So that is happening. I don't know if it's happening enough, but it's definitely
right. I mean, but it doesn't fix the mindset that they want to. Like, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, how do we make players understand that
they don't have to understand it, that they can be overridden? That's what's happening. They don't need to understand it. I mean, it's not just the mindset of competitiveness, it's money, unfortunately. There's a lot of money to be made, but they don't have the choice. They're taken out against their will. So it doesn't matter whether they like it or not. You know what I'm saying? I know you're saying they're gonna hide it.
I mean, I'm talking about mindset. I'm talking about like the player, because you were talking about the personnel. I'm talking about players like before. Like, this is just the culture. This is just what's been happening. It's not a brand new thing. This has been going on for years, right? And it's like part of that. And I've heard many interviews where players have admitted that they don't say all their symptoms. That was my point. That's just adding like the other side. Like, we're gonna talk about personnel, that's fine. But like, what about the players? I'm trying to get inside the players' minds, because I remember so many interviews I've seen from players from different teams, not just the Packers, admitting, mostly a lot of them I've seen from on Pat McAfee show, admitting that they just took Percocets, they just took pain meds and went back out. Like, that needs to stop. And thankfully now they don't have really agency over that. Like, now they're going to be forced to come out, which is great. It's for their safety. But it's like, okay, let's normalize. Like, how can we mentally help the players understand, like, yes, competition is great. I love that. But also, let's care about our health a little bit more. That was my point. Baseball's boring. I enjoy baseball, Jackson, actually.
I cannot.
I used to think it was boring.
I don't love baseball, but I did watch the series this year because the Padres went to the series, and not to the series, but the playoffs anyway.
The Padres, I don't like them.
Yeah, and Jackson agrees that ejection is a good idea.
Yeah. So. Yeah, if a player is like purposely hitting someone maliciously, or like clearly they need to be coached better because they're not tackling the way that you're supposed to in the safest way. Like, and tackling has reformed over the years. Of course, like, take action on that. Like, don't just like, oh, well, whatever, you know, this can't be one of those things where like a no call. It's like like that has to be addressed. And
well, there's two things that are happening. So there's like so many different there's personnel on the sidelines, I mean medical personnel who are watching the players as far as tricking them and saying I'm okay. What they're doing now is if they get a hit a certain way, it doesn't matter if they say they're okay or not. They're taking them out for evaluation. And
that's good.
Okay. But they don't just have doctors on the sidelines. They have doctors above. They have doctors in New York. They've got eyes all over that. The same applies for those watching the hits. So there's so many different angles and so many different cameras that they can see how somebody was hit. I don't like, some things are going to happen accidentally, and I don't think people should be, ejected.
But like, how do you know?
Accidentally. Oh, yeah. They know. It's very obvious.
Because there's been times where players defended themselves that like, I didn't do it on purpose. It was just how it happened. So it's like,
well, the camera doesn't lie. Yeah. I mean, there's certain things that are just going to not fly. And I think it's, but I do agree baseball's safer. What I like basketball. I think basketball's more action. It's a little more physical than it used to be when I was younger. But what do you think about basketball? I think it's fun.
I love all sports. There's not a sport I don't enjoy. Even golfing. I love competitiveness. I just love sports. I don't know what about him I love.
I like playing sports.
I love all sports.
I like playing more than watching. I love tennis.
I
like to golf, but not watch.
more than I like watching basketball. Basketball, I have to be in either person or playing basketball. And I love soccer, but I like playing it more. No, I also enjoy it. People think soccer is boring, but I enjoy watching soccer.
Soccer is a blast.
That's what I grew up watching. But a lot of people, they say it's boring, but I don't think. A lot of people think.
How could soccer be boring? Baseball.
It's all over Twitter. Every time the World Cup, you saw people crying about the World Cup, how boring soccer was. But I think I also hear that more about baseball. But I used to think baseball was boring until I understood it, and then I loved it. And I love going to. I'm a Dodger fan. I grew up going to Dodger games, and just the atmosphere. It's just fun. I love baseball.
Fun. I'm really upset for Nathaniel Hackett. I don't think it's fair to him.
Yeah.
He needed more than 1 year.
Yeah. That was insane because it wasn't even only
he didn't even get a year. They didn't need to fire him before the season was over. Those Broncos fans were brutal. They were booing, and
I know.
I don't like what happened to Nathaniel.
It was, but he's kind of the scapegoat. He got the blame for like what Russ also had blame because he's also not playing good.
No, he's not. Did you hear that
got in trouble for it?
Did you hear that Derek Carr was benched today?
Yeah, I saw.
Oh my gosh.
I know, because I started seeing a bunch of conversations about Devontae, and I'm like, what happened? Why is everyone talking about Devontae? And then I saw that they benched Derek Carr, and I was like, dang. So who's their backup?
I forgot his name, but that's how.
Oh wait, they got like 2 more games of the regular season. They're already eliminated from the playoffs.
Exactly. That's a statement too. Nathaniel Hackett used to be the offensive coach for the Green Bay Packers. He was beloved, and he got his first head coach position for the Denver Broncos this year, Jackson. And unfortunately, they fired him before the season was over. Because
you saw Andy Herman's video on it where he talked about. Well, he basically mentioned that former players were like, they didn't think it was fair that they didn't give him the whole year, and how they gave him a bunch of love and support. And they were asking a question like, why does the Packer players love him so much, and that didn't happen at the Broncos? I have no idea. Well, I don't know.
It's a different organization. It's a different quarterback.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And Aaron Rodgers loved him. He said really great things about him on the Pat McAfee show on Tuesday.
I love Nathaniel. I hope that we get him back.
Yeah, that'd be really cool, but I don't know. I probably not. I don't want to hold my breath on that, but people would say that he was one of those people that were like the rah-rah guys that the locker room was missing.
So fun.
Well, he was the one that came up with the.
He's always smiling. You could just tell he was a happy guy, the happy life, and just a good person and joyful and not put on at all. And
I feel bad.
It's really cool.
I feel bad for him.
If you're listening, Nathaniel, we love you.
We love and support you. Come back to the Packers. Just kidding.
Okay. So now we're on plastic surgery. Do you have known some women have so much plastic surgery they look too young? I mean, you can't make a 70-year-old look like a 12-year. I mean, what do you say? Okay, could you clarify what you mean by they look too young? Tell us what you mean by that.
This is a very bold look for me. I love it.
I have I mean, I live in Southern California. Of course, I've noticed women with plastic surgery.
Girl,
Come
that
on.
is the thing here. Yeah,
Come on.
for sure.
This is Hollywood, baby.
This is Hollywood, baby. Literally, that like you go in for like something that's not cosmetic, and they're like, "Well, you got to do this, and you need a little Botox here." And
You
then
go to your general practitioner, and they ask you if you want Botox.
I'm like, no, no, but that's like a thing here. That does happen.
And the lips, I cannot wait till the lips are over because they really look awful.
Some people do kind of do too much. Yeah,
too much.
But
Monica Bellucci.
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know
people.
So
describe Too Young because we don't know who she is.
I mean, she sounds familiar, I guess. I don't know.
Bellucci. She related to John Bellucci?
Who's that? I don't know anybody.
John Bellucci was on Saturday Night Live, and then he was a comedian, but he died young.
Oh, that's sad.
Mm-hmm.
People that die young just makes me sad.
For sure. It's not good. Death is the enemy. Okay, since this evening, I'm going to put on my lovely watermelon, aloe vera, and other botanical overnight mask. Oh, it's
but there are a lot of women that look really young for their age, and not because of plastic surgery, but because of skincare and what they eat.
That's right. Look at me. I haven't had a facelift or anything.
Yeah.
Your
skin's amazing.
I'm in my 60s, and most 20-year-olds want my skin. It's because I took care of my skin and my body and my health, and like you say, what I ate.
When did you start doing skincare? At what age?
Really good skincare in my early 20s. Sorry, I've got a piece of cat hair, something in my mouth.
In your early 20s?
Yep. I started investing in products, French
products and stuff.
French product, not products, a line. I never recommend just buying different products. You always want to stick to one brand, whatever it is. Hopefully it's my brand. By the way, if you're watching this, set up a free consult with me and get some free samples because, I can educate you and you can either take it or leave it. But there's a lot I can teach about skincare. I'm going to start doing my workshops again after the football season's over.
But for some women, makeup is art. It's a form of expression. For all of us, it's not for appearances. For me personally, I don't wake up early to do my hair or my makeup. That's just not me. But I love sitting here with Dawn and playing with my face. This is crazy. It's bold. It's colorful. That's me. I love that because this is art for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, personally for me, it's more about art than but obviously, I do feel prettier when I do my makeup. I definitely feel better about myself. So can't lie about that. It definitely boosts my self-esteem for sure.
So, Lady Cymbeline, this is an excellent question. What are some of the best things to eat for good skincare?
That's a good question.
I just mentioned that I used an overnight sleep mask. It has watermelon in it. Watermelon is a great thing to eat. It has lots of vitamins and hydrates you in a better way than water does.
Ooh.
Aloe vera juice, which is the base of all of the skincare that I recommend in my line and in my consultations. Drinking aloe vera juice is a great thing to eat. As far as foods, we're going to just stick with fruits and vegetables and stay away from
vegetables,
fats, and high processed foods, and that's going to help our skin stay young and clear. And so those are some of the recommendations. I have more in my little Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, you can hop on. Let me know. I can give you a link for that. But off the top of my head, watermelon, because it's hydrating, and what we want for our skin, especially our face, but all of our skin on our whole body, is hydration. And that doesn't mean water. One of the reasons we use aloe vera as the first ingredient in our skincare is because it attracts water. and it
Mm.
uses lots of vitamins and
What was
minerals.
that word you said? Hydro something?
It's hydrophilic as opposed to hydrophobic. So if you're putting oils or waxes on your skin, those are repelling water, where we want the water to be attracted and get down into the deepest layers of our skin.
Wow.
Yeah, aloe vera drinks. That's right. Your makeup makes you look thinner, Jamie, Jackson said.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, aloe drinks for sure. So, yep. But fruits, vegetables, and you know, I get a little annoyed with people saying, just drink more water. Drinking more water isn't the answer, because water doesn't have a ton of nutrition. So we want nutrition.
And I was watching a video where they were testing different types of water and depending on the pH, and there was something about it being aging. So if like some scientific thing that you can test the water if it's like aging, if it oxidizes. So if it's oxidizing, that means it's aging. So if you're drinking that, it's oxidizing your body, it's aging. So you also have to be careful what kind of water you're drinking.
If it's
Because
alkaline,
if it's alkaline, you want to drink something that's alkaline, you know, just not regular water that, you know,
comes out of the tap,
gets stripped of all the nutrients.
Even filtered water
minerals.
from the tap, you know, even filtered water from the tap. So if you can drink water from like a hot springs, or I don't know where you live, if you have any hot springs, like here in Carlsbad, we have water that's tapped right from a hot springs, and we can go get it out of a faucet. Yeah.
That's so cool.
There are a lot of places around the country where you can do that. It's very European.
I thought I saw something like that in Utah.
Probably.
I was seeing people like pull over and just go and fill their jugs. It was really funny.
Yeah, fruit is an excellent choice, Lorenzo. That's awesome.
Yeah, I need to probably get a shopping list from you, Dawn, because I did buy fruit because I wanted to eat a little bit healthier. I'm not a good cook. The Palm Girl of Vietnam. I don't know who that is, but yeah.
She's the one who had damage to her face, right? Jackson.
No.
You're welcome, lady. A lot of tea, trying to switch to green with lemon.
Oh, what do you think about witch hazel?
Yeah, witch hazel is the only witch hazel we use in our ingredients is for our blemish control, and that's just in our freshener, which is like the toner. It can be drying, and it's not right for everybody. It depends on what your skincare goals are, though. So witch hazel is good for some things. Put it that way. You drink a lot of tea. What kind of tea? So you're switching to green tea, and that's great. But make sure you enjoy what you're drinking, because there's a lot of herbal teas you can drink that are excellent for your skin. Like, let me think of one that tastes yummy. Peppermint is nice. I love licorice tea. It's kind of sweet and warm for the winter, even though it's not really winter here. It's like, it's not really winter here at all, but it's sort of wintry. And and lemon is great with green tea for sure. If you enjoy it, drink that for sure.
We have lemon water.
We have green tea in some of our products actually that we put on our skin. So one of the things is like you could basically eat our skincare. It might not taste that great. Yeah, her whole body was burned. Yeah. That's what I thought.
But she recovered.
Well, she lived.
Oh, wow.
She lived. Yeah, through it. That's burnt. That's sad. War is
so sad.
Yep. Yeah, so water, as she was mentioning, Jackson, like an alkaline based water. Do you have any hot springs where you live? I love an English breakfast too. 1 or 2 cups of that is okay.
The black tea? The Earl Grey, or which one are you talking about?
Breakfast black tea.
Oh, yeah.
Peppermint, especially ice, yeah. it's not a couple of cups of tea. It isn't going to hurt you. I just, how do I say this? Enjoy yourself. Don't do something that's going to be really so hard that you can't manage it, and then you find yourself drinking, I don't know,
and then you stop
soda
doing
or
it.
something else. Yeah. Florida spring water. There you go. So if you can find some spring waters and take your jugs and fill up on that once a month or once a week or however you do it over there, that's where you're going to get the most vitamins and minerals, and that's excellent for your skin. Yeah. So Napalm Girl, I didn't realize, how old is she now? I feel like that was somebody who must be older by now. How old is she now? So let's see. So we can hope that maybe the Green Bay Packers have peaked at the right time for once. They're going to have quite a challenge against the Vikings, who have been doing so well this year.
Yeah. I didn't have any faith that they were going to win against the Dolphins, to be honest, and they surprised me. We figured it out.
I didn't. I was like, well, we'll see what happens. I've not been really invested one way or the other.
I was like, I'm pretty sure they're going to lose. I was like, sure they were going to lose, but
no, I still think we have a good team.
defense
It's just been a weird season. It's been a weird season.
And you know what this season's like? This season's like, it just looked uglier than it actually was. Every game looked uglier than it was. You're watching the game, you're like, oh my God, this is horrible, we're terrible, but then they end up winning, and you're like, okay, maybe it's not that bad. That's how I feel this whole season's been.
It just goes to show how many things have to go right to make a good team and to make a win every week. And you can just have a few things go wrong, and the margins are so close between the 32 games that represent the NFL. The margins are so close that it doesn't take that much to make a win into a loss, or even a winning season into a losing season. And some of it is just beyond, the team's control.
Yeah.
But I think with me, I kind of avoid catastrophic thinking. Oh, the team's terrible. It's like, I never thought that. It's like, I never thought, obviously you don't think they're great when they're losing, but it's like, it's still, the players are really good. The coach is really good. The organization's solid.
Well, it's not a team.
There's things that have to come together. I didn't think the team, and people were saying, week after week, they stink and all that kind of things, which is normal. But I'm just saying, I don't take it that way. I tend to, that's how I roll with the highs and the lows. I just like, okay, well, it's not, we'll see what happens. And it's kind of unexplainable why they went from being such a winning team for 3 years and then boom. But I do think, obviously, all of the injuries and Rodgers' injuries were not helpful.
Yeah, it's just, it was never a team. Oh, yeah. Especially the lashes just really elevate a look. It really elevates any look. What was I saying? I forgot.
Just, it's catastrophic thinking is what I was talking about, how I deal with things. And
I forgot. I remember what I was going to say. That it's not a team that sucked, because there's teams that suck. Because this team was just too talented.
That's right.
To play the way that it's been playing. It's not it was never a lack of talent, because we had so much talent there, but it was just, I don't know, they just weren't playing as a team. And I feel like that's why it makes sense that they're playing better towards the end of the season, because the journey, the adjustment that they have to take of not having Devontae, of not having these Nathaniel Hackett, like all these people that left, for some reason, they struggled a lot to adjust to each other, to the new Green Bay Packers of 2022. So it makes sense that they're doing better towards the end because now they're figuring each other out. It's like a relationship, you know. It's maybe not really. It was just rocky. It was just rocky in the beginning, and now they like figured it out. Now they're clicking. Now things are making sense. Mm-hmm. That's just kind of how I see it now.
That's one way to look at. I mean, that's possible. Definitely possible. A lot of pieces were removed, but there were a lot of pieces that remained. I mean, I just felt like that's what you get for doing a hodgepodge. And I just felt like either go all in or do a rebuild. And I'm afraid we're going to be on this topsy-turvy situation until Rodgers retires.
And everyone forgot about that.
Because we won't be because we won't be able to go all in when he's taking up that much salary cap.
Yeah.
So it's like, well,
but then I saw someone telling me that it wasn't even that bad compared to like, that guy that got like 29 on allegations towards him. His cap is like way bigger than Rodgers. He's not even at the top. So I don't know if that's like an exaggeration for some people.
Rodgers' salary takes up this year nearly 25% of the total cap for the whole team. That's one player. We have to have 58 players. So
but it doesn't our cap like increase in 2023 or something like that?
It's not going to make
like we're going to have like one
and
bad year,
and our cap
and then it gets better.
Next year is going to be higher for Rodgers than it is this year. So it's gonna be like
I don't know. That's what I was seeing. It was this graphic that Ken Engel shared, and we were looking at it, and you were just like seeing like, I guess like we could be in worse shape. Like, yes, he takes 25% of our cap, but like if you compare it to other people, like they have way higher. Like Aaron Rodgers getting not paid. He's not like the top. Like,
yes,
who's
he
that
is
guy from the Browns?
He is.
He had the highest cap. The guy from the Browns.
He got him. He's getting $1 million this year. That's nothing, and he's $50 million a year, so it's the same amount.
Yeah,
there isn't.
But I think isn't it like spread out or something like that? I don't know. It's like I was hearing. I was just the money. It's the way that
Rodgers' money or the Browns guy.
No,
whose name I will not
general.
mention.
I know. I forgot his good. Thank God I forgot his name because he doesn't matter. But everybody's like anybody's contract, you have to pay attention to how it's structured. The like all the different deals, like the guarantees, all that stuff is like I don't understand all of it, so I can't really like go and like say anything. But I trust Ken Ingalls, and I'm just like, okay,
we took $50 million hit this year, and it's gonna be over 60 next year.
We're like in trouble, but it's not like terrible, you know. Like we'll be fine. It might be ugly for 1 year.
The point is, there's only if you're going to give him that much money, and all these people had to go for that reason because they couldn't pay all these other people, then that's what you're going to get.
But you can't say that about Devontae, because I don't want people to confuse that you're saying that about Devontae because he wanted to leave.
I'm not saying it about any player. I'm saying it about overall how the way the money works. If you give your quarterback in any team, you give your quarterback that much money.
So then how were they able to extend Angleton Jenkins?
We had the choice to trade Rodgers and get a lot of money for him and rebuild with a new quarterback, or to keep him and patch together what we could. And this is what we have. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's good, bad.
No, okay.
All it is, we have that patch together, kind of hodgepodge. A lot of good players that remain, and some really good new ones, and it should have worked, but it might not have. And so that was a chance that was taken. That's all I'm saying. And yes, Jackson, we live in Southern California.
Yeah, we live in SoCal. It is 8:31. I don't know where you are. Where do you live?
In Florida. So he's 3 hours. So it's a lot late for you, Jackson.
What are you still doing up? It's past your bedtime. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm a nightlife. I'm a night girl. I'm a nocturnal.
Are you a night owl? Because I'm a night owl. I don't sleep because my brain talks too much.
It's not for that reason. I'm just kind of like a cat that way. Some of us are just metabolically that way. How has been?
It doesn't work when you work a 9 to 5. It's not 9 to 5 friendly.
And Lady Cymbeline is in New Jersey.
But what I was going to say what I
And you're
was
still
gonna
in the
say.
office. Oh my
Why are you
gosh.
still in the office at 11:30
Why are you
p.m.?
still in the office?
Why is she there?
What are you doing in the office? Golly.
But what
Oh,
I
I'm
was going to
glad.
say
I'm
about
glad. I'm glad
Angleton Jenkins
we're
is
keeping
that
her company. Hey.
guess what? They extended him, and that's good because we want him. Is it
Who?
Angleton Jenkins? Yeah, Angleton Jenkins.
Elton.
Elton.
Angleton.
Angleton. But you know,
Elton.
okay, but you know who I mean, right?
Jenkins.
You know what I mean. You know who
I
I'm
know,
talking. Do you know how I'm talking about? Is it clear who I'm talking about? Though?
Very hard. Well, it took me a minute, but yes. Jackson, I'm from Wisconsin. That's why if you're from Wisconsin and you don't like the Green Bay Packers, you kind of get disowned. And I was disowned for decades for that reason.
Really?
Jamie,
I'm from California. I was born and raised in LA.
Why you like the Packers.
Well, the short version is I watched football. That's it. How did I become a Packer fan? I was watching football. That's it. Short story. But really, like, how can you not love the Packers?
You could have been a Rams Packer.
Well, the Rams weren't even here when the Rams weren't even here when I became a Packer fan. Chargers fans weren't in LA. We didn't have a football team in LA. Honestly. I know,
but you had 4 teams in California.
But they were an LA team. And I only followed LA teams.
Tell them why you like the Packers, though. That's what I'm trying to say.
Why I love the Packers, I think why I fell in love with the Packers was their history. I just there's so much, what's not to love? It's the oldest franchise, 13-time world champions. We've had for the last 30 years some pretty amazing football players, 2 Hall of Famer quarterbacks, a lot of winning. Vince Lombardi. Hello, the history is so rich. The people, the culture of being a Packers fan is honestly really, really, really great. And it's just part of being, I don't know. I don't think that I would have the same experience as a fan if I was a fan of the Rams or the Chargers or something like that. Because for me in LA, I feel like if you're a Raiders fan, you kind of have to be grandfathered into it. Like your family had to be. I have family that are Raiders fans, but that didn't affect me at all. Nobody influenced me to be a Packer fan. I just started watching football. I started to like them. I was just watching them. So this is kind of how it happened. I was watching, a PE teacher taught me how to play different sports. And so then I understood football, right? So then I started watching football. And the year that the Packers won the Super Bowl in 2010, I was just watching football, and it just happened to be one of the teams that I watched more than other ones for some reason. I honestly think it's because I grew up being a Brazil fan, and I love green, and the green and yellow was already a color combination I loved. Subconsciously, I think that's why I was watching them more than other teams, I think. But anyways, they go to the Super Bowl. I was at a Super Bowl party. Everyone's rooting for the Steelers because it was the Steelers against the Green Bay Packers in 2010 Super Bowl. And I was the only one that said, no, I'm going to go for the Packers. I think the Packers are going to win. And then they won. So imagine me, the only one rooting for that team, that they win. And yeah, I don't know. It's just I kept watching them.
So after 2010, you were like, that's it. That's my team.
After 2010, it wasn't right then and there. I didn't go crazy for the Packers maybe until 2011 is when I started being buying things and wanting to go to the games and doing and learning more. I say a year after that, I was I love them. And then each year that passed, I loved them even more until the point that I became super obsessed. And I'm not joking or exaggerating when I say obsessed with the Green Bay Packers.
That's right. What's not to love? The culture, Vince Lombardi days.
Right?
Curly Lambeau Field.
So many great. Oh my God!
Obviously, Bart Starr.
Yeah.
And Brett Favre.
The history is amazing. Honestly.
Rodgers, and now we're gonna have Jordan Love soon. Hopefully.
I'm so excited if he doesn't get traded. I don't know. I feel so bad for him.
Well,
I just hate the position he's in.
Well, I don't feel bad for him. I mean, Rodgers played 4 or 5. How many years was he behind?
Yeah, about 3 years. Yeah, about 3-4 years.
Yeah. So we're going on 4. We're good.
He's 18. He's been in the league for 18 years, so I don't know how long. ago that was.
I think it was 4 years that he.
I'm a full Aaron Rodgers era. I didn't watch any Brett Favre live. I kind of saw towards the end. I kind of knew about the drama a little bit, but I didn't really like pay attention to it that much.
Oh, it was kind of weird. Yeah. I wasn't really watching football a ton. Then that's when I was first starting getting back into it or getting into it. And I started watching football because I have a friend out here who's kind of like my grandma who loves the Green Bay Packers. She's from Connecticut, but she loves the Green Bay Packers. And so when she learned I was from Wisconsin, it was like, you have to love the Packers. And she taught me about football and we watched together. So yeah. So a lot of it is history. So Milwaukee Braves and Henry Aaron also, Jackson said.
Yeah.
Now the Brewers.
Okay.
Well, the Braves moved. How did that work out? I don't even know.
I didn't even wait. Are those the Braves that are now in Atlanta? Atlanta Braves?
Yeah.
And now wow. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Yes.
Clip. This is true right here. This is true. What time is it? Oh my God. I'm like, I was just playing with makeup. I love it.
Well, that's what you're here for.
I'm sweating now. Turn my heater off.
So all you need is a little lip color.
Yeah, I was thinking I can't find my blush. I'm still like figuring out how to organize some of my stuff. I put things away, but they're not really like functional for me yet, at least not my makeup. Slowly making everything functional for me little by little. Right now I'm working on my kitchen. Because that's what I use. I need to feed myself. So I'm like, okay, I need to make this place functional. Good. And I've been organizing it, and I bought all these things to organize it. I had to build this like organizing rack that goes under the sink.
Yes.
And oh my God! Wow, everything fell.
Well, I'm glad you're organizing. I'm glad.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to because.
Yeah.
Oh God. If I didn't, my life would be even more of a mess. I wouldn't find anything, and I would be really overwhelmed. Braves moved to Atlanta. I didn't know that, Jackson. I'm learning something from you right now.
And then I guess Milwaukee came up with the Brewers later. I don't know that much about baseball. I used to go to Brewers games when I lived. I mean, I've been out here since I was like 26, I think.
When did that happen? When did that happen?
What happened?
The Braves moving.
Oh, so I was out here since I was 26, but before I came out here, I would have gone to lots of Bucks games, Brewers games, and Packers games. And I grew up where my dad would take us to my family to Packers practice in Green Bay. So guess who was practicing? Like Bart Starr with Vince Lombardi on the field. So that's how old I am. And when I would go to the Bucks games, guess who was playing for the Bucks? It was a gentleman called Lou Alcindor, who became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar before he was traded to the Lakers. So I got to see him play. So Wisconsin sports is pretty serious stuff. I can't remember much about the Brewers, but. And Lady Cymbeline, I came from a Giants family.
Ooh.
But yeah, it must be confusing in New York. Well, New Jersey is more the Jets, right? New York is Giants. Well, how does that all play out? Because there's Buffalo Bills is more the Buffalo northern area, and then you've got Giants. Is that more the city? And then the Jets. Tell us how that breaks down. My top 10 quarterbacks this year or ever, Lorenzo?
That's a good question.
Well, obviously Bart Starr, Brett Favre. I love currently I am loving Justin Herbert. I don't know if I can name 10. I might be able to name 5. Obviously Rodgers. Although he's not my favorite person right now.
Wait, do you like Favre over Rodgers? Because Favre steals from people.
I don't like them. I'm talking as a quarterback. Favre was a blast to watch. He was fun. Yeah. He was fun.
I'm not a fan of Farb. I'm sorry.
Oh yes, and Lady Cymbeline loves the. Do you know this? The KonMari method for organization. You know what
Yes,
I'm
I
talking
love it,
about? Okay.
but I don't always stick to it. I used to. I don't have drawers right now, like the way that I store my clothes. Well, I kind of use the KonMari, her KonMari method a little bit, but I roll my stuff now instead of like the way that she folds it. But I should look into her other stuff for like the kitchen. But yeah, I have used that method for storing my clothes in my room before I moved.
Good. Yes,
It was
that's
very helpful. It's
that,
because
that,
it shows what you want. It's easier to pick out what you want to wear because the way that you fold it, it shows you what kind of shirts or like the
right.
item that you want. It's really fun.
Thank you, Jackson. Jackson, I am from the city, so I don't have any idea what goes on in Barnes. Today. Okay, so today, Justin Herbert. I love watching him. Tua is fun to watch. The Eagles quarterback, who is he? What's his name? Who's the Eagles quarterback right now?
Oh, Jalen Hurts.
Hurts. Fun.
Yeah. He's fun, yeah.
He's fun to watch. I love the Bills quarterback. I mean, how do you not love a quarterback who
Josh Allen, he's amazing.
Who hurtles over people?
He's fun. He's really fun to watch. I love him.
Okay, so Lady Cymbeline says, I think it's opposite. Giants are New Jersey and Jets are New York. That makes sense. Yes.
Oh,
similar with baseball, Yankee Mets. Yeah. So confusing.
That makes sense. They also have a lot of teams in New York.
So Lorenzo, who are your top 10? You want to give me 10 or top 5 today? Top 5 today.
I have top 10.
Top 5 today, top 5 forever. Let's have it. Lorenzo, Jackson, Jamie.
Top 5 today?
Yeah.
I need to write it down. Okay. I'm putting Rodgers at the bottom 5. I'm sorry. No particular order. I have 2 more. Hold on. Should I put Brady in there?
Oh,
no, Brady kind of sucked this year though, but I don't know. I mean, today I wouldn't put him. He was like top 6 maybe, but over the time, obviously, you want to put him up because he has like 30 Super Bowls.
That dude, I wouldn't say what you just said about him.
This year though?
That's a team. The last 3 games that I've seen him play, they've been behind and he brought it to the win. He knows how to do that. It's like he puts a spell over the entire field or something.
This is what's good about Brady. He plays with his mind.
How to get it done.
He knows. He's smart. He's smart football. His football IQ is really high, and he's really good at reading defenses, and that's his forte. He's not skill-wise. I wouldn't put him up top, but like that's how he wins, is because he knows how to read defenses, and his football IQ is really, really good.
He gets himself into a zone.
Yeah.
He gets himself into a mind. You can just see the change. If he's got 2 minutes left and they've got to win, and you can just feel the entire team in under that same mind zone meld. And it almost seems like it affects the other team. They're like, oh, I mean, I can't believe it.
I know you wouldn't. I know that you wouldn't agree with this, but I would. For this year, like him and Rodgers, like Rodgers is still talented. He still has amazing throws, but he's not doing well, and we're barely trying to make it. And I think there's like I think that the Bucks are still in the hunt. I think I don't know about their thing, but they're also getting it together. They struggled the whole year, and towards the end, like the Packers are figuring it out. They've also struggled with like a bunch of injuries, and they lost guys. Like it's not, you can't just like give credit to one guy. It's the same thing, you know. It's like it's a team effort. It is a team effort here.
I never do that.
You know, they have a really good defense, and he's had kind of I think his offensive line has been decent, but the whole team has figured it out. towards the end. It makes sense. To me, it makes sense. They had a lot of changes as well. But yeah, I would put him up. I would put him up there
for this year.
6 for this year. I wouldn't put him on my top 5.
So who's your 5 for now?
I'm trying to figure out. I can only come up with 3.
Okay,
I guess I can put the guy that talks like the guy from the Chiefs, Herbert. No.
Oh. Mahomes.
You know what I'm talking about? Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
So Rodgers, Herbert, Josh Allen.
I forgot about him.
Mahomes.
How could I have forgotten?
I know. Me too, dude. Me too. And Jalen Hurts. I'll put Jalen Hurts in there. There's somebody else I liked, but I can't think of anybody. So Rodgers, Herbert, Josh Allen, Mahomes. No, in no particular order. I'm just writing them out because I don't have the brain capacity.
So Rodgers, Herbert,
Josh Allen, Mahomes, Jalen Hurts.
So that's 4.
Rodgers, Herbert, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. That's 5.
And I say Tua's in there. Tua's really
good. Tua is fun. And they've been playing really well. I would put him in there. I would remove Mahomes and put Tua. Let me remove Mahomes and put Tua in there.
What do you think about the dude with the hair in Jacksonville?
Oh, what's his name? Gardner Minshew?
No. Oh gosh, why?
No, I know who you're talking about with the beard. Like, what's his name?
No beard. He's a rookie. He just came on 2 years ago. He's like oh God, what's his name?
Not Fitzgerald.
No. You guys know who I'm talking.
Fitzpatrick.
No. I'll look
long
it up.
hair. Who has long hair?
It's like a bob. It's like all one length. The tall.
Oh, I know the cute one that he's like really pretty.
I think he's kind of awkward, but okay.
No, okay, I know exactly who you're talking about. I can't remember his name though. He's new. He's a rookie.
Trevor
Lawrence.
That's it. What do you think of Trevor Lawrence?
I haven't watched him. I knew that he had.
We know more.
That is a compliment.
You know what, Jackson? I knew nothing about this. Is why I laugh at myself all the time. It's like I hated football for so long. I do not know what has gotten into me. And the same thing with true crime. Hated it.
I can't do the true crime. I'm too paranoid. I can't do it.
It's therapeutic for me.
Now that I live by myself, like I would think someone's gonna murder me all the time. A lot of people think it's therapeutic. It's really popular.
I mean, it depends. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
What do you think of Trevor Lawrence, Lorenzo?
We figured it out.
What do you think of Trevor Lawrence, Lorenzo? I don't know. I just haven't thought. I mean, I haven't seen him play that much. He did okay the last.
I haven't seen him play that much, to be honest. I know that he was really promising.
Last couple of games, they've pulled it together.
He's with the Jaguars, I think.
Yeah, they were on a rebuild.
Oh yeah.
And that's what it looks like when you get a brand new quarterback and you rebuild. You lose. Nobody pays attention to you for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, look at that team win!"
Oh,
yeah. Not like the Packers that are going to be like,
we're in a transition period. We're not.
We're not transitioning until Rodgers leaves.
Okay, but if he leaves, it's not a transition. It's a rebuild. That's why it's different. If he leaves, it's a whole rebuild. It's not a transition. That's why it's a transition right now, because we're transitioning out of him. When he leaves, we're in a full rebuild. I'm sure that.
I don't know if they agree that they're trying to win Super Bowls with him. That's why they have him. So I don't know. But
I mean, they had no choice. They had no choice. We couldn't.
They had a choice.
They had no choice.
They could have traded him.
No, but this year we can. I don't think. I mean, it depends on who had the money. And I was talking to somebody. We were talking about who has the money to take up Rodgers' contract, because I think the only options he had was to demand a trade if somebody had the money for it, or he retired. Those are his 2 options.
Yeah, it might be people didn't want him in all his drama. Lorenzo says, I didn't see Trevor Lawrence play much either, but he played a little, but great respect. Yes.
Wait, I know you don't like Rodgers, but I need to ask you. Like, it's because you don't like no, you don't like him. Like, let's just be honest. You don't like him.
I'm over his.
That's fine. And that is fine. That's fine. That is your perspective. I respect that. But does that affect you in acknowledging that he has some skill, or that he's kind of good still? Like,
of course not.
Acknowledging his accolades and what he's done.
Oh, of course not.
Every time I bring it up, you're like saying something else, and I'm like, You don't like him.
Not
you don't
about
like
his
him. And
skill?
I'm like,
No, I've never questioned his
like,
skill.
do you like, oh, he sucks?
Never once.
Like, you'll say he sucks.
I have
because
never
you don't
said
like him
that about
much.
Rogers. No, we're talking about his personality.
Yeah,
and I don't like
we're
what
talking about
he's done
his
to
personality
the
doesn't fit
team.
here.
I do not like what he has done to the team.
See, I don't agree with what
That's fine.
with people that say that.
Okay.
I don't. It's like I don't understand that.
Okay, Jackson is asking, is avocado? I just want to answer him real quick. Jackson is asking, is avocado good for skincare? Avocado is very fatty. It's very fatty, but if you're talking about
for the hair,
it's very fatty. If you're talking about eating it, then yes, for sure. If you're talking about applying it to your skin or hair, that depends, and then that would require a consultation because it depends on what your skin type is, what your hair type is, and what you're trying to achieve. Okay, let me quickly.
There's a lot of good mayo and avocado hair masks that I've seen that I've yet to try, but heard a lot of good things.
I would definitely not recommend homemade masks. Okay, Dawn, how would you discover the Dan milk? I think it was from Mentor Lawyer. I believe it was from Mentor Lawyer. With Lorenzo, not saying anything rude. I just only watched Aaron Rodgers. So what? You only know Aaron Rodgers. So yeah. Oh,
me too.
Jackson's bringing up Roger Staubach, which is great. And I'm not meaning to cut you off. I just want to get all the great comments. Before your time, great player.
Okay. I'm like, who is that?
Randall Cunningham. He's talking about quarterbacks here.
Oh, okay.
So
these people?
Yeah,
I think I recognize Cunningham though.
As far as Rodgers, I don't know if I want to retire. I'll think about it. I'll let you know in March. The putting people on hold. Even today, Devontae. I think it was one of the reporters. I forgot who it was. Who was talking about one of the reasons Devontae left is because there was instability at the quarterback. He didn't know who his quarterback was going to be.
I believe that they talked.
Okay, the team. That affects the locker room.
Rodgers stated that he told them, I plan to stay. So I don't think there was an instability because they communicated.
Michael Vick was also good.
He still wanted to leave. So I don't know. I think he just wanted to play with his best friend.
Rodgers stated that he didn't know if he wanted to play or not for 2 years now. He had to think about, maybe I'll retire.
But when he was coming back, he let Devontae know. Like he
let everybody know.
He talks about I'm coming back, and he still wanted to leave. So I don't think that there was an instability. I don't agree. Because of what I've seen and it was reported to me, I was like, I don't think there was an instability yet.
He stated he didn't know whether he wanted to come back.
But then he did tell Devontae, I'm staying.
Stated whether he didn't
Please
want to
stay
know.
with
and
us.
That's when Devontae
wanted to leave.
Decision.
Right. Yeah, but he still wanted to leave anyways.
He had multiple reasons for leaving. I acknowledge that.
I think that he just wanted to go play with his best friend. That's his college buddy.
Okay. Yeah. He had multiple reasons. He wanted to go be by his family and all kinds of things. So.
Yeah. And also because he's a California kid, he went back to his home. That's true.
Yeah. Rodgers stated he might not come back 2 years in a row. And if you don't remember the last offseason before this one, where everybody was in flux, I don't appreciate that.
No, and a lot of people stood over that. And
I don't appreciate it. That's all I'm saying. That doesn't mean I understand. It doesn't mean I don't like him. It doesn't mean
you just don't like his attitude, the drama.
I don't like any drama.
But can you say just say something positive about him then?
I don't need to do that.
Well, you don't, but that's just me.
I don't feel that right now.
But okay.
Not feeling it.
I just haven't heard anything.
It's kind of awkward.
That's why I'm like, okay, you don't like him. Like this.
I'm kind of over him. I'm over him. I've been over.
No, I get that. A lot of you're not alone. There's people that's been over him for years that have been telling me, and I was like in denial about it. I was like, no,
it's okay.
I wish I didn't like him this much because I'm gonna have a hard time when he leaves. You'll be fine. You're gonna be fine.
No. So okay, let me try and give you something. It's just you're kind of putting me on the spot. Say something nice about Rodgers. It's like,
well, I just needed you to be like, just tell me that.
I'm trying. Okay, so I am very concerned about Rodgers as a human being and whether he's going to find happiness in his life. The way that things have been with him and the way he expresses himself over the years, it does make people feel unstable about where he's going to be every year after year and what he's going to say and what he's going to do. And so that I won't miss, but I want nothing but the best for Rodgers. Do I of course want him to do well as a Packer. I mean, I would love him to retire a Packer, but if that means drama and a lot of confusion and holding up the team and sucking up all the salary and not showing up for practice, nah, not so much. But I don't think I'm not a hater, Jamie, and I don't feel like I dislike him or anything. I just don't like that.
I just needed to clarify that because to me that was my perception.
I like the team that's cohesive because it is a team. It's not all about Rodgers. And that is what makes me really annoyed. And I mean, any team, I think it's really hard for the football industry in general to have the quarterback. And I've said this on the football podcast with Matt, any team that gives so much money to one player and then all the rest of the players have to stand in line and get that divvy up. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. And I don't think it's team. If you want a one star player sport, then watch tennis or something where it's just one person against another person.
Yeah.
But football is a team, and all I can see with this structurally is an imbalance, and I think it's ruining the sport. I really do. I think it's ruining the whole team cohesiveness of the sport in general. I
hear what you're saying there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes when you really just annoyed. Only one, like Mahomes, oh my God, Mahomes, or like Brady, oh my gosh, Brady, like yeah. I mean, when's the last time
respect them
MVP? Right. No, because I just needed, because that was my perception, and I just needed clarification. I was like,
of course.
I just needed to clarify.
She's like, where's she coming from? Yeah. And I talk about this more on the other podcast. So maybe that's why.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It's easy. It's so easy to just say something. I mean, I have this going. I mean, we have this going
on Twitter all the time. And I'm like, oh, Dawn, is this you? Are you like this? Because just that, I just wanted to know where you're coming from. Like, where is this coming from?
Yeah, I like teams. I want it to be more of a team and an organizational thing. And I just feel like he's got a little too much power in that building.
Oh, he does.
A lot of people.
That he does.
And I don't think any one player should have that.
The power that he has.
It's a recipe for disaster. It's not a recipe. Maybe not for disaster, but it's not a recipe for success. So all I say about it is I'm more coming from, see, I told you, like, this is right.
Yeah.
So Lady Cymbeline asked, do we make resolutions?
I don't.
I
have ADHD. That does not exist for me.
I used to when I was younger. Do you, Lady Cymbeline? I make resolutions.
I like vision boards.
Throughout the year. Yeah, vision boards are great.
That's what I like.
I make resolutions throughout the year. I'm not I don't really celebrate the holidays or recognizing. Yeah. Yes, we're watching Thursday Night Football, and
of course, well, maybe
Matt and I will be live at halftime here.
Actually, I might not. I might be traveling up to Ventura, so I don't think I will.
Oh, okay.
Driving.
Can you listen?
Probably, yeah. I can probably watch it on my phone. It's just an hour away because I get off at 5.
Love listening to football. I don't even have to watch it. I went to University of North Carolina, where basketball teamwork is famous. Yeah, teamwork. See, that's what bothers me about the quarterback situation. Of course, I'm talking about Rodgers because I'm a Green Bay fan. Yeah. And then, of course, we have to admit that Rodgers adds a little special element to this whole thing, like with his special little personality.
I mean, to me, that's why I don't understand that, because to me, what he thinks doesn't bother me, because that's his own stuff. That's why I don't understand the people that don't like what he says. I'm talking about when it
affects the team.
Right. Okay.
The stuff that affects the team. Yeah. No, I don't care what he does. I want him to be happy.
I'm just like, I don't understand. That's why I was asking you if that was you, because people are just don't like him for his personality, his beliefs. And I'm like, not liking someone for his beliefs to me. And this is not you. I'm just saying in general. This is just like to the people of Twitter or whoever's listening. Like not liking someone because of what someone believes, to me, it's like, that's not okay or cool. Like, you can disagree. You don't have to dislike or say this person, you know, like that's what bothers me. Oh. That's what bothers me.
No, you're right.
Because it's the person's beliefs. Like, that's none of our business. That's how I see that part.
I don't really talk about what he, yeah. I mean, he has said some pretty wild things about
but that's his business. Like,
I don't talk about those things. Right.
Yeah,
I don't talk about those things. I don't.
That's kind of how I'm like, oh.
No. I want him to be a happy dude. I mean, I really do. And he'd be a better player if he was happy too. So, Lady Cymbeline, I have the same feeling, like, why wait for the new year? A happy life. Yeah.
I mean, I moved out before the year. I didn't have to wait for New Year's resolutions. I just did it. I don't believe in like resolutions. It's just not it's not attainable for me. I like short-term goals.
Well, I definitely believe in goal setting, and
it did it again.
What did you did?
I don't know. It does that sometimes.
Oh, okay. I don't believe. I believe definitely in goal setting. I'm a goal setter. Trying to lessen up on sugar, though. Yeah. So how are you going to do that, Lady Cymbeline? Are you going to? Do you have like a systematic way of doing it? Are you going to just kind of make the
short-term goals are the way
overall statement? I want to cut down on sugar, or are you going to come up with some little system to do it? And do you need help with that? Let me know.
You need a system for sure. Systems are good for everybody.
Like, I'm going to cut out X this week and X next week, or month by month, or is it a particular food that you need to cut out that has sugar? And by the way, eating a lot of fruit can
I'm gonna raise my hand, everyone.
Too much sugar with a lot of fruits too. So you want to have vegetables to balance that out. You're raising your hand.
Do you know why ADHD people cut people off a lot? Because if we don't say what we have to say, we will forget. Guess what? I already forgot what I was going to say, so it doesn't matter.
I do too.
That's why ADHD people cut people off a lot. And if you heard her say, stop cutting me off, I'm sorry, I have ADHD. I don't have control over it.
The problem is I will forget too, so that's why
so that's why, like, me and my friends that have ADHD, we cut each other off all the time. So we communicate better when we text because we're not cutting each other off, which is hilarious to me because it's chaos. It's chaos. I love them though.
True. No, especially when it's later at night. And I was talking earlier on one of my live streams, and I was like, I can't remember what I said a minute ago. And I think part of it is age, and part of it is my medication. And if I get interrupted, it's like, no, let me finish because I won't get it back.
Yeah, no, that's same. Yeah. Like, and it's
but I never used to be like that. I could hold a thought.
I've been like that my whole life. I've been like this my whole life. Unfortunately for me. Sprint,
we're on StreamYard.
It's like a Zoom call. We're doing like a Zoom call.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's an app.
Technology is amazing.
Technology is amazing.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah, get StreamYard, Jackson.
Well, the because it's like what do you think about like cutting things off like cold turkey, or is it like cutting things off little by little? What do you think is best?
Well, yeah, that's why I wanted to know what Lady was thinking. Lady, I call you Lady, not Lady Cymbeline. I just call her Lady for short.
I love that name.
Okay. I know it's great. I love the YouTube usernames. There are some really fun people that follow me. Like, one is that stands out is called Pappy Schmears.
That's so cute.
And Pappy Schmears. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh, it's so funny.
I always
like a lot of them that are really origin. Okay. I just used my name. So boring. I probably shouldn't. Oh my gosh, Lady Cymbeline has ADHD too.
Hi, girl. Hello, fellow ADHD brain.
I don't have ADHD, but I'm old and forgetful. No, I'm just getting there. I'm in a lot of pain, and
I love pasta. That's so hard to get away from. Carbs are good.
Okay, so how about using spaghetti squash for your pasta instead of noodles?
Oh, is that the one you like?
It's so good, and it's so
Yeah.
much healthier than the actual.
I'm gonna try it.
Payfee schmear. Yeah, she can
Oh,
be naughty. She can be very naughty. Yeah,
oh.
Cymbeline, I knew it came from somewhere. I couldn't remember. So it's from Shakespeare.
Cymbeline.
And
I like
Jackson says, Lady Cymbeline, my ex-wife and dad were diabetic. Nutritionists and websites, very, very helpful. Yes. Yeah. So too much
What's your
fruit. If
doctor?
you're diabetic, you can't even have too much fruit. So vegetables and
Yeah.
definitely pasta is kind of a no-no for that too. But yeah, so the spaghetti squash, it's a little hard because I can't cut it in half because it's hard. I don't have the strength because
Oh,
of my neck
yeah.
injury. But
Mm-hmm.
I figured a way to do it, but you can, I forgot how I did it. But yeah, just bake it. It's really easy. You just bake
Mm-hmm.
it and then you scoop out the junk, the seeds, and
Mm-hmm.
I bake the seeds. I wash them out and I bake the seeds. They're so good. They're so good. And then you just bake the squash so it's well done and it kind of just turns into spaghetti. You can use a fork, but it'll just do
Mm-hmm.
it on its own.
Oh,
But
I've
just
just
get
seen
the
people
right
do it
one.
like that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's real stringy. Yeah.
I gotta try. I gotta look for. If you have a recipe, please share it with me.
Okay, I'll find one. But yeah, so Lady Cymbeline, have you tried the spaghetti squash? If you're into pasta right now,
That is
that's
a
a
good
good
alternative.
substitution. And you can use I haven't done this a lot, but there's a lot of stuff they're making with cauliflower flour instead, like cauliflower pizza. It's like cauliflower instead of flour.
But how much carbs does a cauliflower have too? Because some vegetables are high carbs.
It is true, but when you're eating a vegetable as opposed to just a starch plain, it's still better for your body. I know. I
Mm-hmm.
think of it. Yeah, it's a good year-round thing. So I know sometimes we forget about our good old friend spaghetti squash. So
Yeah.
Jackson, did you learn how to eat as a diabetic because of your dad and your ex-wife? Did you end up eating the way they had to eat? Yeah. Yeah. And Michael Vick. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure we shout out. So Lorenza brought up Michael Vick, and Jackson mentioned he likes quarterbacks that do scramble. And my concern though,
We have a lot of those now.
my concern though, especially as you mentioned, the concussion situation is these quarterbacks, once they scramble, they're not protected anymore. And they're your highest paid player on the team here, and now they're out there like a running back basically, and they
Mm-hmm.
can get mushed and injured. And so I kind of get nervous when they scramble too much. I don't get
Yeah.
nervous when Rodgers does it because I think he's super, super careful. But like
Not
Josh
the way he was
Allen,
throwing his head in there.
Josh Allen is
Joe
wild.
Burrow. Joe Burrow. How can I lead him out? You know
Joe
what? Who am I
Burrow.
taking out?
There's so many good ones.
I love
You
Joe
gotta write it
Burrow.
down. Joe
I love Joe
Burrow.
Burrow. He was like crazy. Like he is like a physical guy. He
Mhm.
is just throws himself out there. People have told him like you need to relax, sir. You don't want to get it's dangerous when they just get out of the pocket. They're fair game.
No, you're not diabetic. I was just wondering, Jackson, because your loved ones were, if you ended up eating with them the way they had to eat, which is not a bad way to eat in general. Tosh just woke up. Tosh just woke up. Is she going to make
Tosh.
anything? All righty. So, did we do our lips yet? I wasn't even watching. You're looking good there.
Do I look pale? Because I did it a while ago.
No.
It's like a salmon pink.
Pretty.
It's like a pinky nude kind of thing. To go with my I did like a sunset look today for some reason. I was kind of inspired by my shirt. Proud to be me.
I love it. Well, my skin feels great. I'm not wearing any makeup, and that's fine. I have my sleep mask on with all my wonderful peptides and antioxidants for the night.
Ready for bed.
When we go to sleep, our cellular turnover increases. So this is the time when we want to have our nighttime serums on. We want to have a special nighttime serum or mask because when we're sleeping, our skin regenerates at a higher rate. So it's a great time, if nothing else, to invest in a good nighttime serum. Thank you, Lorenzo. All right,
Very
kids.
quick face. I'm getting faster, dude. I'm getting faster.
You're doing great. You're doing great. So, yes. So we'll be here for Thursday night football halftime tomorrow night with Hey, We Like Your Pod. We're going to have the great Paul Brettel.
Ooh,
Matt
nice.
Yes. So excited for that. So if you're interested,
check it out. Make sure to follow them everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
Thank you.
It's also here too, right?
Ladies, yeah, just grab the link tree. I love link tree. The link tree is
so
link tree at Beauty Touchdown, and you find Jamie, me, all the different shows, and we're just so glad you all joined us. It was fun. It's so fun when people join us.
I know, that was fun. That was the most interactive. Good thing we're on your channel now.
I know. Why didn't I think of this sooner? I don't know.
It's too much work to have different channels. No, that's too many things. It's too much. It's too overwhelming.
That was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah. The more I streamline, the more everything.
Like now, he learned more about football today, Mr. Jackson, and I hope Miss Lady Cymbeline. I love that name. That's so cute. Lady, if I get a cat, I might call her Lady Cymbeline. I'm sorry. If it's a girl.
Oh, I like it. She's gonna
be cute.
Yeah.
Lady Cymbeline, like that is so cute. Anyways, sorry. Makes me think of like a fairy, like a little fairy.
Aww.
Cymbeline. Oh, she what I was saying.
Come here over and say hi. She just said meow when you said that.
She agrees.
She's talking to us. Okay. Yes, you probably should go home, Lady Cymbeline.
Oh my God, yeah. It's time, girl. It's time to go home.
Midnight. It's midnight.
Self-care.
Sleep mask on.
You have to do your skincare before going to bed. And if you go to bed too late, you're not going to want to. So do it.
That's right. That's right. So glad you enjoyed yourself, Lorenzo. I'm so glad you're here. And all of you. So with that, any final thoughts, Jamie, about our beloved Rogers or anything else?
I love Rogers. He's not perfect, but I love this team so much. I think that they overcomers. I think they never gave up on him, on each other, and I think that's what I love. That they never thought of tanking. People were kept like, oh, let's tank. Like, I love that they just stuck together no matter what was going on, what was being said about them, and like their playoff dreams. They keep shocking me. Please keep shocking me.
It's fun.
And I think that I had a wish coming into the season, and I hope that it comes true. And if it happens, I'll say it. If it doesn't happen, I'll say it anyways. I'm not going to say it now because I don't want to jinx it, because there's still hope inside of me.
There's always hope. Well, there's always hope. There's always hope. There's still hope. Let's put it that way for the season to end.
We're not dead yet.
And, Matt Schneiderman said on Up with Kay Adams, the great Kay Adams, he said that he thinks that the Packers are going to the playoffs and that they're going to win at least one game in the playoffs. He said it.
I love it.
And I don't know if you were asking me about Rogers because of the thing I retweeted, but that was a retweet also from Matt Schneiderman.
No, I was just saying it because when I said something, you said something that wasn't that positive about him, and I was like, wait, I need to ask her if she's like those people on Twitter.
You know what? I don't spend very much time on Twitter. I just do my own
thing. It's a terrible place. Don't do it. I don't recommend it.
No, it's not. I mean, it's like anywhere you're going to have but you're going to have differing. I'm not influenced by other people very much. I'm pretty much my own person, but I did make a retweet today. I don't remember what it was. Oh, about stability. And it was also from Matt Schneiderman. And it was the thing about Devontae. Devontae that I quoted him saying. And he said, part of the reason Davante Adams wanted the trade was for long-term stability at QB.
Yeah, because he probably was like, I might be there one more year.
Right.
In that sense, yeah. Because I thought you were meaning stability like now. I don't think there's instability right now. But I guess for the future, I guess Derek Carr will be there for a long time.
Well, Derek Carr is just bench, so I don't know about that.
So what stability were you looking for, baby? I don't know what he was looking for, but you know what? As long as he's happy, if he's happy in California because it's warmer there.
Yeah,
I don't blame you. It's
Las Vegas.
cold.
Las
That's
Vegas.
right. He is in Vegas now.
Yeah, Oakland is in Oakland is Vegas.
I forgot he's not in the Bay Area anymore.
I know. Yeah, they're not there anymore.
But Vegas is not even cold. It's like really hot over there. It's not frozen like the tundra, so it's still warmer.
It's a desert.
Yeah.
Hot and dry.
Yeah. I'd rather dry heat over humidity though. The humidity. I don't like the humidity, even though it's good for your skin.
Humidity is good for your skin.
I was just saying that because I lived in the Philippines for 2 months, and it's the best my skin and my hair had ever been.
Yes, you're welcome, Jackson. You're welcome.
We're here to teach.
Lorenzo, we're here to interact. Thank you, Cymbeline. You're welcome. Good night.
Go to sleep, Lady Cymbeline. Oh my gosh.
She likes the cuties too.
Oh,
okay, everyone.
Lady
well, whatever your team is, we hope they do well.
Go Jets.
I love
for her cousin.
Yeah, for your cousin, and we have to figure. I'll go find that.
What was it? Jets therapy. Jets
therapy.
My memory's not that terrible.
Mine
therapy.
See, yours is better than mine. So
I have selective memory. I only think about like useless things. That's what usually I remember. Not that that's useless. Go follow if you're a Jets fan. Go follow Jets therapy. Shout out Jets therapy.
Man. Okay, with that, well, let's say goodnight, Jamie.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to follow us everywhere available in our link tree.
Awesome. See you soon. Bye. Like to look and feel your best?
Like football?
Touchdown Beauty is for you.
Score a touchdown with your beauty.
Because we can be girly girls and football fans.